Hey guys, good morning. It's Simon. I'm going to do a quick review so that when we get in on Monday and everyone's trying to use this algo, that we're not caught flat-footed. So I'm going to go through the basic way of using the algo, and then I'm going to use it for how to capture the momentum or the reversals very simply without adding any indicators beyond what we already have. So the normal way to use the algo is to be, if you're above the 100, if you're either for the short side, below the 100, right? And or below the 200. You can use both. The strongest when we're below both, but it can be one or the other, right? And then you're simply looking for a blue circle like this, like this, like this, or an orange circle. If I can find it. Here's another blue one. Let's see if we find an orange one. Well, these are all, oh, there we go. Blue, orange, all on the turn. So that's the basic way to use it. The long side looks like this, right? Orange bar on the turn. This is Friday. Orange bar on the turn. Blue bar on the turn bar means you had a down bar before, then it turns up. Orange bar on the turn bar. That one stopped. And then blue bar on the turn bar. And that one killed it. It's really awesome trade. Okay, but I want to go into a little bit more specifics now. So that's the basic way to use it. Now I'm going to go into the way where you can really capture really nice reversals both from the top or the bottom. So the first thing I want to say is this adds a layer of complexity, and I want to say it again, you don't have to trade this way. Okay, I want to be clear. You don't have to trade this way. It's more complex. I will be trading this way, but you don't have to. You can just go very simply, look and go, I want the above the 200, I want the blue bar long above, and I want the orange bar long above, and if I get below, I want the blue bar on the turn below. So I'll try to find an example, right? So you can just go to almost any day. Here we are below, and you're simply going to go, I want the blue and orange bars down in order to capture the trade. Now, what I'm going to show you is how to pick off reversals back up. Okay, so I'm going to do this very slowly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it because I'll be covering it in depth on Monday, but it is very, very straightforward. So let's erase the lines. Okay, so when we're coming down to a low, you'll notice I don't have any support resistance or anything else marked off on this. So I'm just using the PA to determine what's coming down. And what I'm looking for are the blue and orange bars coming down as we're coming lower, right? And as we come into a low, I'm just marking them off. So this one would be the last one down. And what I want to do is get completely above the high of that bar. So I'll draw a line across the high of that bar is right here to make it easy to see. And I am looking for my first two, either blue or orange dots long. So in this case, it's this bar right here for the reversal up. I'm going to show you both some longs and some shorts. Okay, and some failures as well. I'm sure we'll find them in there. So again, when I'm looking for, so here's a failure. Perfect. I'm happy. We just crossed underneath the 200. You wouldn't be looking for a long here, but I'll show you that if you executed this, this would have failed. There's your blue bar down. Here's your long above it. And there's your blue dot up. And it's a simple one stop, 24 points, right? One stop, 24 points versus, okay, so the RR is important here. If we go back over here, right, one stop for 24 points, one win for a potential. So you have the same stop. It's 24 points here. 24,395 to 24,454. So that's, let's just call it 60 points. Okay, so it's almost a 3-to-1 RR. I'm going to give a couple more examples. Okay, this one I really like, right? So this would start me off, well, it didn't set up completely, but I get the bar below as we're pushing down, and I just don't get the algo to the upside. No problem. I'll show you again. Right? So here, and you really want it pretty close, right? So here's my algo to the downside. Here's the high of that algo. So you'll see I have the orange bar on it. This one I have the blue bar. I can draw either one of them. This is my long right here, the orange bar up. It's always going to be at a higher low or lower high for the shorts, right? I would enter that trade here, 24-point stop, which obviously survives. And it goes 24,558 to 24,595. That's about a 35-point stop, a 35-point win against a 26-point stop, right? As I'm coming in over here, again, what I'm looking for, what I want to see down here is that they've pressed into the low, and the closer you can make this relationship work, the better it is, right? So the general relationship is I'm looking for a blue dot down at the low. You can also substitute a blue square if you'd like. That's also strong. But blue square down, they pushed very hard into the low. Now I want a blue dot up. So remember, this simple way is just take the blue dot or the orange dot on the turn. So now here's my entry. Remember, these don't erase, they don't change. Sorry, that bar right there is my entry, 24-point stop. And you would go from 24,484.75, and your best possible exit would have been 24,566. So that's roughly 85 to 66. That's 66, 90, 76 points, right? Now, let's say you were trying to catch the reversal to the downside as we're pushing up. So remember, your entry bar on this method always has to be on a drop bar. So you're coming up. Here's your last orange dot up. So you're going to put it at the low. Here's your last blue dot up. You can also put it at the low. No matter how you look at it, that bar's your entry. It's a 1-bar stop, and you get the rip down into support, right? So remember, that's better when it's below. That setup is better if it's below the 200 than above. But you will also notice the cool thing about that is you don't set up short all the way up. You're simply looking for that bar to come in underneath. So this is a good example. This is your last bar up. That down bar with a blue circle on it has to be below that or no dice. Okay. So as we're coming through here, again, if I'm looking for the long off the bottom down here. So this is a good example to show you where it doesn't happen as quickly as I would like, and I would still take it and scalp out of it. But you want it in a, well, actually, it works just fine. Let's just go through it. Here's your bar down. So I'm going to show you the bars down that I'm looking at as we're coming down. This guy, you'll notice there's nothing with a bar up above it. That'll give me a signal. This guy, same situation. This guy. And finally, I get this guy right here. Okay, so if I draw a line across the top, my entry bar is right there. My maximum favorable excursion before it rejected off that 100, your entry would have been at 39 to 74. If you said, hey, I really think that's the reversal, you would have caught the whole move down. Even if you didn't get the reversal to here, you'd have all these bars pushing down, trying to take out the low again. And they pushed down really strong on this bar. You had a double square and a blue bar, and your long ends up over here. And it really doesn't matter that it's all the way over here because it's a 24-point stop no matter where you take it. That simply doesn't change. And then you're up and off to the races. And again, these do not reprint, they do not rewrite, and that's just a monster trade no matter how you look at it. And I will give you an example when we're trend up of how to grab the long. So here, this is a good example. See how we're trending up here? And you get your push down right here. White, purple, blue square. Put your line on top. Enter right here. And that is your long. Guys, it's one of the best algos we've ever had. Hands down, pure and simple. It doesn't matter how you look at it or which way you define it. Whether you're just taking it on the turn, like here, this would be a perfectly normal trade, right? Or you're working it where this is your last hard push down. This bar is your entry, 24-point stop, and off you go to the races. And again, sometimes it's going to come a long way away. This is your entry. That's your signal. That's your entry, right? That just didn't, it extended enough to get profitable, but wasn't a huge trade. And then this is where you can get chopped a little bit because I don't want to just show winners and then not grab any losers. So push down, long, that's a stop. Push down, long, again, maybe 15 points, nothing great there. And again, you'd want to have an idea of where your support and resistance are in general. And then when you're looking over here, right, your last push down is, so when I'm looking through this push down here, this guy's my last strong push down. I'm going to put a line over him. That is your entry bar. Not this one, not over them. This is your entry bar, and you get the rip. That one's about 75 points. Okay. And where will there be some false reads? Sure. So see when we just, you already know when you cross over the 100 and 200 that you're going to roll to the downside, right? And then as you're coming over here to the right, again, you're already pushing down. So you want these when you're pushed far, where you're really looking for this is to be pushed far away from the 100 and 200 to get the trade to the downside, for example. If I was in resistance, I find the strong push to the upside, right? I don't want it equal, not this one, this one. Again, if I'm over here, this is going to come off the bottom here. So I'm looking for my seller down here. Let's see my candidates. I have this guy, and he's my lowest, strongest seller. So I'm just going to put a line over him. So now my entry is this bar right here. And even if I didn't come out, I think, though I'm not sure I survived the 24-point stop. So let's see, that's the high of the bar is right there. 81.75, 82 minus 20 is 62. And then 62 minus 5 is 57. So 58 would be the stop for 24 points. So you get your entry, it survives, and you obviously caught the reversal there, and it was pretty nice. And if you look, same thing here, your trailer would have stopped. Here's your push down. So you can't get the winners without taking some of the losers. That is pretty much equal to me. So my entry would be this bar here. It lifts a few bars, but stops out on the trailer, and you come back at it again over there to the right. And then the beautiful thing about this, which I think is really cool, see how this is your last strong push up right there. Put a line underneath, all in alignment. Your next orange bar down gives you that beautiful drop. I mean, look at that. Entry, all the momentum in your favor. That's a push from 09 down to 26. So almost an 80-point trade. It is an 80-point trade. That's $1,600 per contract, right? So you go through, again, remember guys, the algo is not going to reprint, right? The primary way of trading this is, so I'm going to review one more time so everyone gets it. The primary way to trade this is to grab the algo in the direction of the moving averages. So your shorts look like this. Here, here, here. See if we go back a little bit. Here. That was right at news. I don't think anybody would have traded it. So now, if I'm looking for the reversal, right? Here's my last push down, this bar. This bar, I now need a blue bar or an orange bar in the direction of the trade. Go long right here. Again, look at the rip to the upside. Again, when I'm over, this is an example of a stop. See that? Orange bar down. Again, I'd like this. Works best when I'm nowhere near the 100 and 200. And if you look on the upside, right? Blue bar up, orange bar down, 24-point stop. And I think I made the point, and I can go enjoy the rest of my day. This algo is freaking awesome. That's all there is to say. It's great. I don't think we've ever had a better algo in any way, shape, or form. Again, you can see here, last algo up, first algo down. Let's see, last algo down, first algo up, stop. This would be the second one. I would not take more than two. That was all at 9 o'clock, 8:58. I want to try to do that at all. If you look prior to 8:58, last strong algo down, first strong algo up, and rip, rip. And then if you look at that short, again, last strong algo up. And then it's not just recency, so I can show you here. I'll go back. This is 10:10, which is a Friday, right? So let's go see how this low would have looked. So as we're coming down, we need a push down. That's our push down. This is equal to no trade. Here's our next push down and our last push down, right? Orange bar up, face rip to the upside. So let's get to Monday. Let's go make a lot of money. Everyone should have this algo. It's really, really good. Higher above, so either on the turn or above the last push down is exactly what I'm focused on this. Okay, guys, have a great day. Have a great Saturday. I am looking forward to Monday. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think we're going to continue to rip it up and have good days. So